In Academy District 20, sportsmanship is year-round. I'm Superintendent Mark Hatchell, and I've seen countless examples of sportsmanship by our athletes, coaches, and fans. From help up after a tough fall to encouraging words following a difficult loss, our athletes know the true meaning of sportsmanship.
Gets it to Love, makes a fake baseline, goes to the middle, and throws in the hook shot.
Sportsmanship to me is respecting your coaches, officials, players, and the other fans. Cheer for your team, but also appreciate the other team.
Sportsmanship to me means always putting forth your best effort to help the team, respecting yourself as well as the others around you, and treating your body right.
Sportsmanship to me is respecting one another and understanding the other team's right to cheer.
Sportsmanship to me is respect. Respecting yourself, your teammates, and your opponents.
The set, left side, sent down, inbounds or out of bounds. That is inbounds for Amanda Cushion.
Sportsmanship is being enthusiastic about your accomplishments while also respecting other players and their achievements.
Throws left side to the end zone, and the catch is made. That's a touchdown.
At Academy School District 20,
Sportsmanship is year-round.
Good evening and welcome inside the campus of the Classical Academy in Colorado Springs, across the interstate from the United States Air Force Academy for a 4A battle in boys high school soccer. The TCA Titans taking on the Air Academy Cadettes. Of course, these two teams met in the semifinals last year. My name is Brian German, alongside me, Andy Little. And Andy, two semifinals from last year. This should be a great game.
Oh, absolutely, Brian. And, you know, these are two teams that absolutely load up their non-league schedule, and they try to see the best of the best to prepare for not only their girling league schedules, but to get ready for that postseason play. Both of these clubs have postseason quality about their programs, and they've set the bar really high, and they have these expectations, and this should be a good one this evening.
Blake Galvin lost some players from last year, quite a few more probably than Air Academy and Espenhosen. The Cadettes come into this game at 4-1. They lost to 5A Boulder by a 3-1 score, and the TCA Titans also come in with a blemished record at 3-1. They're only lost to Cheyenne Mountain, that by a 1-0 score. But both of these teams, quality, and we expect some great game tonight.
Well, you know, these two teams love to play each other. It's a game that we get every single year because, one, the location is so close, but two, the quality is so high. These teams expect to see each other in the postseason. You saw that last year meeting in the semifinals, and, you know, this is just a preview of what's to come throughout the season for both of these clubs. It's an opportunity to be able to see two teams that play at a really, really high level, really fast physical pace of soccer, and so it's great for both teams to just get an early look.
The starters for the Air Academy Cadettes: first, Thomas Beatty will be in the goal, and the rest of the starters: Aiden Schwenke, Cameron Hooker, Dylan Cornejo, Luke Latham, Kelton Hooker, Thaddeus Dewing, Cedric English, Andrew Hess, Mason Shandy, and Braden Johnswald. And for TCA, Jack Carpenter will be in the pipes, Matt Harold, Caden Lukenbill, Nathan Johns, Kyle Lepore, Aaron Peck, Eli Grant, Matt Rare, Ben May, Caleb Welch, and Sam Grodelution. And we are just about ready to get kicked off, and I'm going to apologize right now, Andy, to Titans fans if I miss some names. The numbers are not exactly easy to see on TCA tonight.
Yeah, the dark-on-dark numbers is pretty tough down on the turf. But, you know, this is every year when we get to do a game out here, it's an interesting view to be able to sit out with the fans and get to hear the sounds of the game and get to see the game from a lower angle than we're used to.
Most definitely. Nice header back in there by Caden Lukenbill. And chasing after it, Aaron Peck can't come down with it, but the Titans will keep possession.
You know, both these teams want to dictate the pace of play. They want to be able to knock the ball around, and so you're going to see a very similar style. Neither team are too worried about dropping the ball. They want to maintain that possession. It's good to see Thaddeus doing out on the field for the Cadettes. He does so much for this club, and to see him running around and getting his touches early. But both teams are going to ping the ball around. Both teams are going to knock it around and just try to dictate that possession game.
Yep. Welch sending it ahead. That's Eli Grant. Sparked up a few inches from last year. There's Thaddeus doing it. A nice job by Grant to cut that one off, but he goes down. May have turned an ankle, and that is not good news for the TCA Titans, as Eli Grant is tied with the scoring lead on this team, and he's a great offensive player.
Well, Grant goes in and does a nice job of cutting off Thaddeus Dewing's passing lane there. Does a great job closing out that space. Looked like potentially, just his, ankle got rolled underneath him there on that 50-50 collision and going down right away. Hopefully he's okay, because he is such, we talked about Thaddeus Dewing and how important he is to Air Academy. Eli Grant is the same way for TCA. He sits right in the middle of the field, and all of that action, that inside-out play that you want to see, goes through these two star players. So hopefully for the Titans, Grant's going to be okay and be able to get up in this one.
Yeah, Blake Galvin is out there with him along with the TCA trainer. We'll take a break. We'll be back and give you an update on how Eli Grant is doing. We'll be back in just a moment on 20 TV. Welcome back to TCA Stadium. Eli Grant being helped off by his head coach, Blake Galvin, and the trainer for TCA. Looks like an ankle, Andy. I'm not sure if he'll be able to come back tonight.
He's walking pretty gingerly on that. Talking with Coach Galvin before the game, he talked about, they're a lot younger than they've been in years past. And, here's going to be another opportunity for, somebody young to come off the bench and get some time versus, a high-quality opponent. And, it's cliche to say, but it's true. It's the next man up. And when somebody goes down, you just step up into the spot and, you want us to get similar quality out of the next guy. So it'll be interesting to see what the Titans do coming in, losing such a playmaker like Grant.
Caleb Welch with the throw-in. Gets it into the senior, Nathan Johns, and they'll play it around. Luke and Bill plays it back. Titans just looking for some space. They do a good job reversing field.
Well, and that's what you want. You want this inside-out game. Push the ball to the middle of the field, look to open up and switch field, switch that angle of attack. Both these teams are going to do that very well. Sometimes it's a switch back defensively. Other times it's just a rotation in the midfield.
And that center back there for Air Academy is so big. Aiden Johnswald, he made a nice play there, and here come the Cadets. Pushed ahead and on the run is Thaddeus Dewing. He's there, but can't get it, and a good job defensively there for TCA. That was Matt Harold, the junior defenseman, getting back and kicking that one out of the way of Thaddeus Dewing.
And for the Cadets, that all started with Kelton Hooker. Did a great job. Outside the right foot, has a nice little touch pass there with some movement onto Thad Dewing's run there. That's the kind of play you want from your outside wingers, just be able to have that touch pass, look for that diagonal ball to your players up top.
So Schwenke and Dewing play a little catch here and now get it to Kelton Hooker. Schwenke trying to get inside. He's the second leading scorer for the Cadets. And it's cut off and sent right back in, but not near on goal. And the Titans will just kick it out and regroup.
And that's a good job from TCA defensively. Sometimes it's a scramble and not pretty. And there you saw the ball bouncing around the top of the 18. Let's go away. Just get your touch, hit it wide. It helps you regroup, reorganize back on that defensive line.
Cadets come way back out to Johnswald. His big frame sends it in there. It's blocked by his own man. Sent ahead by TCA. Let's see who can get to it first. It'll be Mason Shandy sending it back to Thomas Beatty in goal, and Beatty will play it from there. Good, strong leg, as we've seen from Beatty all along. And this one will be pushed back the other way, and an easy pickup for Jack Carpenter.
On this TCA turf, it's really matted down, and which makes it a really quick surface. And so both these teams with their speed, not only are their speed going to be enhanced, their foot speed, but also that ball. And you see it there on that kick, on that deflected header. It gets back to all the way to the keeper, Carpenter, pretty quick there. Look for the ball. Instead of getting that true traditional bounce, it's going to skip tonight on this turf.
Schwenke pushing it ahead, gets it to Jeff Newbacher in the game for the Cadets. Cadets being hounded back there. Good job being done by Nathan Johns, but they push that ball forward. Both these teams so good, I'm expecting most of the play to be at midfield today.
Well, and because they have similar style players making similar plays. They just, they're on the ball. They do a good job of limiting their touches. You don't see a lot of guys hang on to the ball very long. It's a simple 2-3 touch game, which is exactly what you want to see. It creates that fast-paced game. But because they're a similar style, you're absolutely right. The game's going to be played outside the 18s, where both teams try to look for a scoring angle to try to work the ball up together and collectively be able to score and finish on each other's, in each other's net.
TCA now comes up the right flank. Tried to get it to the middle to Johns. Cut off there by Hess. Both teams really possess the ball well as well. Johnswald's going to let that one go back to Beatty.
Well, and that's what I like to see. You know, neither midfield forces plays. They do a good job of just collecting the ball, having their head up, trying to find their teammates. You know, you see some teams that really have to force it forward, and they end up just hitting a long ball forward. You're not going to see that this evening. Both these teams will dance on the ball. They'll knock it around a little bit, and they're not afraid, because of their confidence and their technical ability to play onto the ball, they're not afraid just to hold on to it and wait for those openings.
Hess sends it forward. Louthan now on the run down the right flank. He's right on the sideline. They're going to say it's out of bounds. Going to go back to TCA. But a good push there by Air Academy and Dylan Cornejo.
You know, and it started with the switching in the fields. They switch the angle of attack. You're working up the left side of the pitch for a while, have a quick switch, and then try to hit that ball up that right field's flank to try to find that opening on the outside.
So far, neither team really able to mount any offense. Schwenke back to Johnswald. Gets it to Doing. Taken away. Here comes TCA. Right at the sideline, and Doing is right there to take it back away from Caleb Welch.
Well, and there you see, we've talked about the offensive ability for Doing, but there you see him getting back in his defensive responsibilities, chasing down Welch and knocking him off the ball and regaining that possession for the Cadets.
Coach Holston told us before the game that Doing and Cedric English, the sophomore defender, both dealing with muscle strains, but they both look okay so far tonight out on the field.
Well, and in warm-ups, we were watching both of them, and you know they're moving around pretty well, and it's exactly what you want. You know what you want to see, especially early on. You guys are going to take knocks; they're going to pick up injuries here or there, but you want to be able to, work through those injuries and work through some of that soreness to help prepare you for one, your grueling non-league, but also to get ready for your upcoming league matches.
Of course, English not on the field tonight. Let's see, he's getting a blow, and Jeff Newbacher in his place, I believe. Johnswald sends it ahead, taken away by TCA, and right back by Andrew Hess. Want to possess that ball, moving it ahead. John Clemens up the right side, working on Schwenke. Gets around the corner, nice move, but Schwenke gets it to Johnswald. Caden Lukenbill with a good job there. The TCA fans liked that and wanted the ball, but the officials saw it a different way.
Well, that was good defending there. Didn't allow the player to turn. Clemens doing a great job shutting down that space, and that's what you want to use the sideline as that extra defender and shut down the space. Unfortunate for TCA to take that deflection.
See what Air Academy does here. This is the young Cameron Hooker, the sophomore, and now Schwenke sends it back over to Hess. Hess on the right side to Cornejo. The Cadets try and work up the right side. Long ball for Hess. No one's going to catch that one. It's going to go off of TCA, though.
And that was probably a mistake from the TCA defense there to head that ball. I bet on this turf you get that skip out of bounds across the inline and get to have that goal kick. By deflecting that ball across the inline now, it allows an opportunity for the Cadets to move forward and get their bigs forward. You see, the center backs getting into the game. You see, it looks like it's Johnswald gets to come up. These tall 6-foot players for the Cadets get up into the mix.
Cornejo kicked that ball low, though, and it goes out off of TCA. It'll stay the Cadets' ball. I'm not sure if Coach Hosen wanted that ball played a little bit higher. You got the height in there. You want to get that ball up in the air.
Yeah, you want to drive that ball to the the PK mark in the middle of the 18 and allow your players to run onto it there. Having a ball with one that low and that far deep, it doesn't allow your runners to move into that ball and attack the net.
Good footwork back there and a great job by Caden Lukenbill playing back on the defense for TCA. Caleb Welch now will send it in, and Air Academy backs off for the moment. 31 minutes left here in the first half, no score.
What I like about both of these teams is defensively they don't really get themselves in tough situations. They do a nice job of keeping their space and keeping their shape defensively to where they always have numbers back behind the ball.
Schwenke triple teamed almost there, and here comes TCA out with the ball. Quickly up the field for TCA, that's Aaron Peck. He'll send it at the right flank, and Jonathan Clemens can't get to it. But maybe a good look. I like the way they're trying to push it.
Well, it's a good job defensively, one, of getting behind the ball, having that second defender, but also being able to turn and transition quickly. You saw the combination in the game there. The pass didn't work, but the idea is exactly what you want to look for.
Here's a cross-field pass from Doing over to Cornejo. He's got Louthan in front of him. He's going to send it deep down the field. That's going to be for Kelton Hooker, but Hooker couldn't catch up to that one. It'll be TCA ball.
You know, that's the right idea. Had a good switching in the field from doing, and then Cornejo trying to send that ball a little bit too much pace on this turf, as we've talked about already. But you can see that inside-out play, what makes Air Academy so dangerous. TCA is going to have to continue to play good team defense and make sure that, you know, they have the proper numbers behind the ball.
Goal kick from Carpenter. Sends it back into play. TCA will try and keep possession. There's a nice long ball sent ahead by Peck. Will they be able to run it down? It's out of bounds. Going to be Air Academy ball.
And that's that similar ball that we just talked about with Cornejo. Now you see Aaron Peck has his head up. He knows where the space is. Sees the player out wide, and he can drive that ball. It's such a luxury when you can drive that 45-yard ball.
Air Academy having to play back on defense now. They get it to Beatty. A little bit of pressure on him. He'll come to the left to Johnswall. And here comes Schwenke up the field. Trying to move it ahead by Neubacher. And a good job defensively again, but now it's cut off by Andrew Hess. A great job being done by Caden Lukenbill in the midfield defense. Here's a push forward on the run. What's Thaddeus doing? And Carpenter comes out and makes a nice play on the ball.
Well, Carpenter did a great job coming off of his line there. He read it the whole way. It was a nice lifted pass, doing such a dangerous player sprinting on that ball. So Carpenter has to be aware of when to get off of his line and get that ball early.
And Dewing will lay back. He'll do that to you. He'll wait and then turn on the speed, and you don't realize how fast he is.
Well, it's a luxury to have that speed for sure and be able to bait players. You know, both of these teams are so aware of each other and their strengths that, I think TCA is aware of how dangerous Dewing is, because you can see multiple players are running with Dewing with every single run. The Cadets are going to have to be far more creative than just hitting a single ball up and kind of watching Dewing, do his thing.
Peck sends it ahead. Here comes Luganbill. He's got a man. And here comes Peck again. Luganbill now plays it over to the left side. That ball right on the line. And Air Academy takes it back. That's Louthan. Louthan moving it ahead now to Kelton Hooker.
And you see Hooker there had the ball, had his head up, but there's simply nowhere to go. TCA is doing a good job defensively. That Hooker just is forced to pull back the ball and try to maintain that possession. TCA is doing a great job of having numbers. There you see 7 players around Dewing, and there's nowhere to go. The Cadets need to do a better job of running off of Dewing. When they find Dewing's feet, he can be such a good playmaker, but you have to make those runs off of him in order for him to have his head up and make that good pass.
Johnswall sends it deep. Dewing brings it in. Look out, that he's Dewing. Foot on the ball. He'll send it. Good job blocking that ball out of there. But the Cadets still alive. As Louthan got his foot on it. Cornejo sends it back in. TCA right there. They're up to the challenge defensively so far. And if you're wondering why they should worry so much about Thaddeus Dewing, well, they played 5 games. He has 9 goals.
Well, and you can see he's a constant threat, but you can see that, Coach Galvin's got his team prepared. They have a triangle around Dewing at all times, and early on, looks like it's going to have to be somebody else running off of Dewing because Dewing's attracting so much attention.
Now moving through Peck, he's going to take a shot. Beatty's right there. Got a shot on goal by Aaron Peck, the first shot on goal of the game, and decent threat. Nice foot by Peck.
No, absolutely. I like Peck taking the chance there. Go ahead. You have the space. Get your knee over the ball. Drive it. Try to hit that ball low and wide is where your scoring angle is going to be. Beatty's going to be able to save the one right at him. But I like that aggressive play from the Titans.
They're really putting some pressure on Beatty back there. Cadets come out with it. Neubacher can't get it. Good job again by Caden Lukenbill. You call that name all night. Nice pass forward. Look ahead to Jonathan Clemens. Taken away by Aiden Schwenke. Schwenke goes down, keeps possession. What a nice leg tackle there by Schwenke. Gets it to Dewing. Dewing was one-on-one, and a great job defensively there for TCA.
I think that's Matt Harreld, the center back there for the Titans, who is not giving Dewing any room, which is exactly what you need to do there, because if you give him any space at all, he can beat you off with the dribble. So you eliminate that space right away and just stay with him. Matt Harreld doing a great job there closing down that one-on-one defense.
So Air Academy will try and come up the right flank now. And back to Johnswall. Do a great job reversing the field. Both these teams just impressed with the possession time they do. Johnswall now sends it deep. Newbacher to Hess to Cornejo on the right. Just the quick touches by Air Academy to keep possession.
Well, and you see it there. It's such a blessing having Lauthen back there out wide for the Cadets. He's such a threat that's been missed, you know, coming off of his injury. It's nice to see him back out there competing this evening.
Of course, Andy talking about he had a broken foot 6 months ago, but he is back and he's looking just fine. And TCA seems to be knowing that he's just a threat as well. Schwenke inside to Hess. Got Dewing to the left. Schwenke moves to the center. Now move down inside. Lauthen gets a head on it, but it's well wide of the goal, and a nice play there by Jack Carpenter.
And that's a good job, TCA. There's just not a lot of holes, so you see the Cadets will ping the ball around, but they just, you know, eventually get impatient and you start hitting a long diagonal ball and that's a testament to the good defense that TCA is playing early on. Good team defense.
Dewing to Schwenke. Schwenke up the middle. Second leading scorer by the Cadets. There's a shot. Oh, just knocked away by Carpenter. A great job in goal as the Cadets had a decent shot on goal right there by, I believe that was Hooker.
Well, you see Jack Carpenter there did a good job of staying on his line. He's on his line so he can watch the ball. He sees it the whole way, can just tip it over the crossbar. Good job of staying home and reading that shot. Now another dangerous opportunity on a set piece coming up for the Cadets.
Dylan Cornejo will do the honors on the corner kick. Gets it up high this time. Johnswell was there. It went off of, I believe, Hess's head and out, so it'll be TCA.
And that's the driven ball you want. You can see how dangerous that ball, whipping that ball in with that much pace. All you have to do is get behind it and head the ball down. You don't have to try to get a ton on the ball. And there you see Hess just unable to get over the top of the ball. You want to head that ball down and force the keeper to dive to his right or to his left. But Air Academy showing why they are dangerous on set pieces early on.
Nice goal kick by Carpenter. Sends it way ahead. Knocks his own man over with it almost.
Well, that looked like Luke and Bill. They're trying to take it off the chest, but unfortunately they're caught on the face.
Here comes Peck. And the defender's right around him. A shot to goal for TCA. What a great job for the Titans.
I think that was Declan Berry coming in to substitute. Did
Yep.
a nice job there. You know, the Cadets weren't able to clear the ball off, and Declan Berry didn't waste any time. It was a one-touch goal. The ball's bouncing around there, top of the 18. Get your knee over it, hit it, drive it. And we talked about your scoring lanes, that low and wide shot right there. Beatty diving to his left, not able to save. Such a good job, a clinical finish there by Berry.
Beatty more worried about Aaron Peck, and Peck did a great job to set that play up by forcing it in the first place, and then Declan Berry to bury it.
Well, and you saw, you know, Peck was able to draw both of those center backs' attention, and by, you know, the Cadets lost their shape defensively there when both center backs went to the ball and bouncing around there. Berry doing a good job of finding that finish, and a big early goal for the Titans.
They haven't put it on the scoreboard here at TCA Stadium. Not sure why. The fans wondering, but they'll move ahead. Caleb Welch to the center of Lukenbill. Well, you can feel the nice shot there, and again, forcing Thomas Beatty to work in goal.
Well, you know, we talk about being aggressive in the offensive third and take your chances, take your opportunities. Go ahead and hit the ball. Sometimes you get a deflection and win a set piece. Other times you're able to get a deflection and a goal, or you just hit it so well that you end up finding the back of the net. But early and often, shoot, shoot, shoot. And you definitely see that aggressive play from the Titans.
Blake Galvin's got to be happy with his young team, up 1-0. 22 minutes left in the first.
Oh, absolutely. And, you know, the Cadets had their opportunities early, but TCA has really settled in the last 5 minutes, being able to knock the ball around. They've done a good job defensively against the Cadets, and now have been able to force some of their own pace now in the offensive third.
Lukenbill sends it back. TCA will regroup. And Welch plays it on the right flank. Pushes it forward. Johnswald might have gotten away with a push there against Declan Berry, and it gets called. Berry, the goal scorer. Maybe that's why Johnswald gave him the extra shove.
Well, you know, we talked about how physical it could get out here this evening with both of the quality of teams. You know, they both have a technical skill in a fast-paced game, but then very physical. Walking around pregame, you can see the size from both of these clubs, and that's not, you know, these are elite teams, and it comes in so many different ways, whether it's their technical ability or their speed of play.
Matt Harold will put it into play, sending a nice ball inside the box. That's going to get a corner for TCA. That's a nice play by Matt Harrell, the junior defenseman.
So Matt Harrell sends in a very good driven ball, exactly what you want. And then Mason Shandy does a good job of the defender for the Cadets going up and just making the safe play out of bounds, knocking the ball wide. Now you need to, for the Cadets, drive this ball into the 18 and see if you can get something on the end of it.
Luca Bill there, he got a header, and it's over the top of the crossbar. So threat thwarted by the Cadets, but so far in this game, TCA is really owning it.
Well, momentum's a thing, and you've seen it here that TCA has been able to defensively hold strong, but now start to get some rhythm together in the midfield and have that build-up to help support players like Johns up top and Aaron Peck in the midfield.
Here comes Schwenke quickly up the field, got Doing with him, and he loses the ball. Maybe miscommunication there between Schwenke and Doing. Now coming back to Clemens. The right flank tried to get it in the middle to Barry, just beyond him. Doing collects the ball at midfield. Sends it to the side. Cornejo's not going to be able to catch that one. And Doing's mad at himself for that.
Well, it's the right idea, and it's a good ball. Like I said, the crown on the field and the matted pitch, really, you have to have a different touch on the ball. And there you see a quick skip out of bounds, getting away from Doing. But, that's that inside-out play. Cornejo sees it when Doing gets the ball, run off of Doing, and you'll have these lanes. You'll find these open areas.
This one taken away by Hess. Move quickly forward to Hooker. And the Cadets going to play it in reverse field. Johnswald looks ahead. Plenty of Titan defenders back. Schwenke works the sideline. Tries to get it ahead. And just impressive defense for TCA.
Well, they're working together. You can see, they're hunting in packs, and there's just simply no room because you have that second and third defender there to help each other out.
Peck sends it up the sideline, and Clemens wasn't ready to run it on, so the Cadets will retain possession. And we've got a couple, actually one coming out. Neubacher's going to come out for Air Academy. And onto the pitch is Justin Ballard, a sophomore for the Cadets. So I have not seen English out there today, Andy, so maybe that muscle strain may be a little bit too much for him. Nice block by Clemens against Johnswald. This time he turns, sends it ahead to Schwenke. Or excuse me. That's number 12, Andrew Passan, in the game for Air Academy. Quickly up the side. Passan and Ballard inside. Lauthen couldn't keep possession, but they will get a throw-in from Cornejo. Hits it into Hooker.
Lauthen did a good job there of attracting the attention of that second defender and forcing them, TCA, to knock the ball wide for a throw-in. Now that Doing's out of the field, look for Lauthen. I'd like to see Lauthen get more involved offensively. He does such a good job, as that outside winger of just being able to, utilize that space that you get on the outside of the flank, knock in dangerous crosses, but also cut the ball in and get a shot off for himself.
Cornejo and company trying to work it off the inbounds throw. S comes down with it, gathers the ball. Now he'll send one high. Would have been worth 3 in football, American football. But this is soccer.
And Hess did a good job there from his defensive midfield position, just bringing the ball down with his chest, being able to knock the ball to his left foot. Unfortunate not to stay over the ball and drive it. But, a real good play. He fits such a good role with that big frame and that defensive midfield position to kind of hold down the fort for the Cadets.
Jack Carpenter sends it back in there. Lukenbill gathers and sends it forward. TCA tries to work the midfield. They get it to Barry. Declan Barry on the ball. He's already got a goal tonight. They'll regroup with Lukenbill, and he will keep it to the left of the field for the Titans. Now gathered by the Cadets, and they'll come back around. They'll go to Beatty with it. Both Beatty and Johnswald can really change the field quickly for the Cadets, but that's a great job of pressure right there by TCA to make Beatty make a decision to kick it upfield.
Well, it's a veteran group definitely back there on that back line, and guys who have logged a lot of minutes and had a lot of success, obviously coming off of last year's championship result. And so, they understand they've worked together throughout, other high school seasons, and you can definitely see that chemistry out there.
Good speed by Caleb Welch to earn that ball back for TCA. 16 minutes now left in the first half. TCA leading it 1-0. Of course, TCA lost in the semifinals in the 4A last year to Air Academy, who went on undefeated to win the state championship. But TCA lost that game 2-0, so they got to feel good having a goal on the board.
And don't be surprised if you see these two, teams in the semifinals again this year. They're very talented. Once you in the 4A playoffs, once you get to the quarterfinals, it's really anybody's game. There are 8 teams you feel like you can win it. And, last year Air Academy was fortunate to come out with the result with the 2 first-half goals. And, it'll be interesting to see how it's going to play out later on this year.
There's a pass inside by Cornejo. That one headed out again by Caleb Welch. And it'll be Cadets corner.
And then you see Welch a little disappointed with themselves because you want to hit that ball wide for the throw and not the corner kick. Because once again, now you see Hess move up. Now you see Johnswald move up. You see these bigs come in for the Cadets. Cornejo's going to drive this ball into the 18.
There's a shot low inside and a nice save. Good heads-up play by Jack Carpenter. That was a ricochet, and he was right there for it.
Well, he did a good job, Carpenter did, of opening up on that and being able to read the deflection and staying at home. Sometimes keepers can get lost with all that traffic in front of him. He's done a good job here early on of just maintaining that 6 and controlling that 6-yard box.
Johnswald steps up, gets it to the midfield. Looks like the Cadets kind of trying to do something without Thaddeus doing for the moment. But if you're TCA, you never want to take your eyes off him.
Because there are plenty of weapons out there for the Cadets, and there's, plenty of skill out there. And, you've seen it a couple times now with doing out of the game. You saw Louthan be able to take the ball up wide and create a dangerous play. But, you look at Hooker in the middle of the field. You look at Hess, some of these playmakers that have come into this game. And, they can drive a ball as well, just like you saw with Declan Berry on his goal. If there's any space around the top of the 18, both of these teams definitely can put a ball on frame and really hurt you.
Mason Shandy sends it deep inside there. That ball bounces and in. Mason Shandy's going to get an improbable goal from midfield. How about that?
So a 55-yard shot. We talked about this turf and how matted down it is and how you don't get a usual bounce that you typically will see on other pitches. And there you can see it. Carpenter's coming off of his line. He misplays the ball, thinks it's going to get a deflection, and ends up bouncing in front of him. But you get a big bounce now off that ball from 55 yards out. And so you have this big bounce going over his head. An awful miscue for the Titans, allowing the Cadets to get this one equalized.
Wow. An improbable goal by Mason Shandy has tied this one up at 1 apiece. And TCA a little bit shocked some of the fans around here today.
Well, and that's exactly why you put it on frame and give yourself a chance. And there you see a good example of it. Hit a ball on frame, hit it into the mix, because maybe you get a deflection in the back of the net, maybe you get a strong strike from one of your players in the back of the net, or maybe it's just one of those plays that you don't see very often. It ends up being that junk goal that absolutely still counts. It's just it's a good job of driving the ball in there from Shandy into the box and making a play.
Aaron Peck sending this one forward. TCA trying to run it down. Nice pass. That's Barry again on the left side. TCA grouping on the inside, and there's a twisting turn by Brock Carpenter, the freshman midfielder in there. Couldn't get enough of a head spin on it.
When you could see the idea. It was absolutely the right idea. He was trying to get his body behind the ball and be able to flick the ball. Unfortunate not to be able to get his shoulder squared and his head around on it. But, I like the response from the Titans here. You give up a goal you didn't think that you were going to give up, but then you come right back and start running downhill again.
So Aaron Peck plays with it at midfield. Hits it over there and kicked out of bounds by Andrew Passon for Air Academy, but TCA keeps the ball.
When coaching, we talk about the first 5, the last 5, and you saw that, when you give up a goal, how do you respond in the first 5, or to start a half or to end a half? How does that look? And, with 10 minutes left, you can see both of these teams, now you're back to even. What is it going to look like? Can somebody steal a goal now in the last 10 minutes of this half and take a lead into halftime?
The official says TCA ball on that far sideline. And I believe that's Kendrick Barrett over there to throw it in for TCA. And Eli Grant is back in the game, Andy. I didn't think he would return, but he's back out there.
Well, and it's good to see Eli coming into this game. You wonder if he was able to get it wrapped up, run through some tests, and to be able to move around. I was watching the exchange there with the referee and Coach Hosen and wonder what was being said.
Look out. There's a shot and a goal for number 12 for Air Academy. Andrew Passan, the sophomore forward. What a nice push forward by Thaddeus Doing to get the goal there.
What Thaddeus Doing with a really good angled pass to Passan running onto it. And, Carpenter coming off of his line. He's well outside the 18-yard box, but he needs to come out big, see if he can get some kind of deflection on it. And it looked like a little bit of miscue with his two center backs there. Somebody needs to pressure the ball, step up to the ball, much like on a fast break in basketball. You want to be able to stop the ball there. And TCA wasn't able to do that. And then you can see Passan doing a good job of just opening up his foot and slotting that ball into the back of the net.
So 2-1, Air Academy now. And yet another assist for Thad Doing, who has 5 now on the year. Air Academy seems to be buzzing right now. But here comes TCA breaking out of there. It's a good push forward. And they are going to call that foul quickly. TCA puts it quickly back into action. Lukenbill comes to the right. This is Eli Grant.
And it's fun to watch the momentum with both of these teams because they're both so talented that they respond so quickly.
Here comes Doing with 2 men on him. Pushed off the ball. Yep, they will call that one. That's a tough play, but that's kind of how you have to play Thaddeus Doing.
Oh, absolutely. Matt Harrell doing a great job stepping up from his center back position and cutting down the space, which what you want. If you give up a foul 50 yards away, so be it. That's far better than, Thaddeus Doing beating you and going on to goal. That's a good one-on-one defending from Harrell. Unfortunate there just to pick up that foul.
So Mason Shandy, I don't know why you wouldn't put that on frame if you're Mason Shandy. He scored from 10 yards back. Here comes Schwenke sending it in there. Nice play. Good job by Carpenter. They'll get a little more confidence back after that save.
When I like Schwenke driving that ball, you see he got that short hop and that skip. And Carpenter, being a veteran on this turf, understands the kind of hop you're going to get. Does a good job of keeping his body behind the ball, absorbing the blow and being able to catch it and eliminating the rebound.
Welch tried to push it forward. Grant got in the way as they pushed it ahead. And here comes Thaddeus Doing again. Flanked by 3 Titans. Can't keep the ball, and they're going to call Harold on that one, and the fans here don't like it, but the Cadets will get the free kick there.
And that's a good physical play. That's 2 very, very talented players going after each other. Doing so dangerous with the ball at his feet. He's such a good player. Such a confident player that closing down that space, you're going to get these knocks. You're going to get these battles. Unfortunate there to give up a foul. Look for this ball now to be driven onto the goal from 35 yards out here. Doing it more than has the ability to drive a ball on net.
You got Louthan and Johnswald down there. Some big frames. We'll see what Doing does with this ball. They'll talk to Schwenke for a moment. Aiden Schwenke, maybe giving him some advice there.
Well, and the idea is you're going to be able to hit this ball over the wall and drive it, dip it down into the far left-hand corner.
There's the shot exactly as Andy said it, except not quite the far left-hand corner. And a good save by Carpenter.
When you can see Doing's reaction after he hit that ball, he knows he's just missed it. You see the idea, though, hitting that dipping ball was just unfortunate not to hit his mark, but a very dangerous opportunity for the Cadets there. The Titans did a good job of, ensuring, and Carpenter did a good job of hanging on to that ball. That's spinning like crazy on you, and be able to catch it clean and to eliminate the rebound was big.
Doing walks the tightrope, tried to get it to Corneo, and it's taken away by Lukenbill. Right back by Schwenke. There's Doing again. Boy, they can just collect the ball and pass it like it's almost with their hands. Here comes Corneo up the left side. Good job defensively for TCA. He was out of bounds.
Well, and I love how the Cadets eliminate their touches. They make it a 2-touch game, and it forces a really quick play and action, and they do a really good job of it. Just watching that midfield and that inside-out play, you see that nobody's hanging on the ball. Nobody's trying to dribble the ball 30 and 40 yards. They're really just pinging it around and making it a 2-touch game, and it makes it so tough to defend because it comes at you so quickly.
So the Titans' Caleb Welch will put this into play. Goes well downfield, and the freshman going to play it to the senior. Kicked off there by Nathan Johns. Stolen away. Here's a nice long ball, and here's a running Luke Louthan. Louthan shot. Nice block by Carpenter. As Louthan was right there
Luke Louthan doing a great job of settling that ball quickly and having a one-touch shot. You don't want to mess around with the ball there. It's a nice shot, bringing it to the ground and hitting it. But then Carpenter doing a great job of stepping up, getting to the ground early and being able to deflect that ball. It's so hard in that close area and get that quick touch to be able to get to the ground and get that deflection. Carpenter doing a great job there making that save.
There's Jack with the goal kick. TCA trying to keep it, kicking away from Thad Doing. Peck at the midfield. They'll move it ahead. Nice steal away there by Brock Carpenter, the freshman. He's doing a great job for TCA at the midfield.
Well, and to be able to step up as a freshman in this heated rivalry and to be able to come in right away and get some big minutes is really good to see from Coach Galvin to be able to utilize a freshman in this big moment opportunity.
Yeah, and I'll bet his brother, Jack, in goals, liking what he's seeing out there. Just keep the ball away from me, buddy. Pushed ahead by Shandy. Academy taking their time up the right side. Running on, they'll just kick this one easily back to Carpenter to send it back into play. Hess playing strong at the midfield, gets it back to Johnswald. He's going to send that ball deep inside there. Passon is right there. He collects it. And here come the Titans. Quickly up the field, that's Carpenter. And now running on Nathan Johns. Johns being defended by Cornejo. Gets it to Eli Grant. Grant with a nice spin move, but then has it kicked away from him by Hess. Back played, and Hess will play it there for the Cadets.
And that's a good job from Hess defending Eli Grant. Grant's, very talented, and you see that multiple touches he was trying to get, and Hess stayed home and made sure he was in good defensive position there against Grant.
Definitely respect there between these two teams, that's for sure.
Well, they have so many playmakers all over the field, and, they understand each other. And these guys in town, that you got the high school season, but then you also have the club season. A lot of these guys are teammates, are part of the same programs. And so, they've seen each other years after years of, playing with and against each other. But the skill is definitely understood out there on the pitch tonight.
Cameron Hooker played it forward, and that's going to be kicked out of bounds. And Air Academy will again have a push here. 4:40 left, first half. Cadets with a 2-1 lead. Cornejo to throw in. And he waits for the Cadets to get set up. Louthan moves towards the center. Johnswald. And here comes Hess. Cadets will take their time, reverse in field, and set something else up. And a nice steal over there. And we've got a whistle. And they're going to play a handball, I believe.
Yeah, Coach Olsen, you can hear him all the way over here yelling for it. Had the deflection on the hand. Now this sets up another opportunity. Shandy's going to drive this ball, and you can see Louthan's going to be lurking on the far side. Then you have Hess moving up. Now you got Doing on that back post.
Shandy, another long ball inside. That's kind of what he scored on earlier, but this one doesn't hit the ground. So he doesn't get the bounce.
Sorry, Ryan, hit that a little too short there. You want Shandy to drive that ball like you saw the first time on that first goal that he scored. Drive that ball into the box. Don't float it, because if it comes up a little short, it's an easy out for the Titans.
Johnswald reversing field, has Cornejo up the left side. Didn't want it. And Sam Weisstein in the game as well for the Cadets. Here's Thaddeus Doing. Nice collection. Shot and just outside the pipe. Thaddeus says, how did I miss that?
Well, he does such a great job, Thaddeus Doing, of bringing the ball down with his chest and turning quickly. Defenders aren't used to having to defend a player that can turn so fast on the ball. There you saw the ball come off of his foot, though. You could tell from the spin of the ball that he didn't hit it clean. He was trying to open up just inside with his instep to just be able to touch that ball into the side netting there, but unable to catch it clean, and a fortunate break there for the Titans.
Jack Carpenter up the field. It's gathered in, but the Cadets trying to come onto it. That's Cameron Hooker. Back to Cornejo. Moving it over to Shandy on the right side. The Cadets doing a great job playing keep away right now from the Titans.
Well, and, we've talked about the Titans and when they were starting to, ping the ball together and run downhill, and now you're seeing that from the Cadets. They're able to move the ball, get several touches on the ball as they collectively move forward.
Johnswald sends it in there. Doing couldn't get to it as two Titans collapsed around him. And here comes Shandy. Back up the other side. He's got Schwenke in the middle. Nice footwork as they move it around. This is Lauthen to Hess. Lauthen running on. Hess gets it to him. Here comes Lauthen to drive a pass to the left side. Cadets can handle it. Here comes Cornejo, and a shot and a goal off the post and in for Dylan Cornejo, making it 3-1.
And we had a perfect angle on that shot. Cornejo did such a good job of pushing that ball just to the right, increasing his scoring angle, and then driving that ball, pinging it off the inside of the post. Did a great job of making sure that there was no way that Carpenter was going to be able to dive to his left and make that save with it going off the post. An absolute textbook finish from Dylan Cornejo.
Dylan Cornejo's first goal of the season for the Cadets. As a matter of fact, all 3 goals, the first goal of the season for the players that scored them. Mason Shandy, Andrew Passan, and now Dylan Cornejo. So under 2 minutes left, first half, 3-1 Cadets. TCA has to regroup.
Well, and the Cadets, because they were able to possess the ball, they're able to push the outside backs forward. And so players like Cornejo is getting forward. You see, Shandy earlier, and even number 8, I think English is back into the game as his outside back. These players are able to get forward because of that possession game for the Cadets, and it just allows you to have another number up there in the box. So because the Cadets are possessing the ball so well, Cornejo can go 60 yards forward and get into that offensive mix. So when the ball falls to his foot, instead of falling to space, he's right there and able to get that touch and have a textbook finish.
Hess playing it. They're going to get a push called from behind on Nathan Johns. TCA crowd does not like it, but the Cadets will have the ball. Under a minute now as Johnswald plays it on the left. Nice push forward by Schwenke, but not enough people there for the Cadets. Mason Shandy's going to let this one go as far as he can. Cadets fine with running out the clock here for the first half. Here comes TCA. Nice move again by Brock Carpenter. And here's Peck. Peck at the midfield. 2 Cadets on him trying to find some space. They'll push it inside, and the Cadets just fine with just playing defense and sending that ball out of there.
Well, that smart team defense there is just getting multiple numbers behind the field. You saw Aiden Schwenke he's now in the midfield, was starting at outside back, but sprinting back, making sure he's in good goal side position to just make sure you don't give up anything cheap here in the last seconds of the half.
And a nice try there. Just send it goalward. If you got nothing else, try and send it on frame. And Thomas Beatty collects it easily, and that's where we stand. We are at halftime. Air Academy with a 3-1 lead over TCA. For Andy Little, I'm Brian German. We'll take a halftime break, come back with the second half. You're watching 4A Boys Soccer on 20 TV. So TCA reversing field here. Sam Grodelution, we haven't called his name much. He's on the left-hand side here. They'll move it to the middle to Lukenbill. Now to Nathan Johns, pushes it forward. Quickly gathered by Air Academy. They'll come back the other way. They'll move it back to Beatty.
You know, and for the Cadets, you put a really good final 15 minutes together, and that's, you want to build off of that momentum. To be able to put that quality time, instead of 15 minutes, now you're looking for, 30 minutes since we're so early in the year. Later on, we'll be talking about halves and, eventually trying to put a full 80-minute game together.
Peck with a shot. Oh, just wide. Beatty was all over it.
And we've seen that a couple times from Aaron Peck. Does a great job of stepping up, minimizing his touch, just driving that ball low and wide. There you see, unfortunate just to drive that ball a little bit wide, but it's a good idea. Take that early hit and go ahead and see if you can get Beatty off his line.
Mason Shandy having a little bit of trouble clearing this ball. He gets that one out. It'll be a throw-in for TCA. Good job there, but that was a scary moment as Nathan Johns was bearing in on the goal.
Well, and that's when you clear the ball away, get organized defensively. Sometimes try to be too cute in your possession, especially in the defensive third. Don't mess with it just to hit it away.
Sam Grodelution hits one in there. It's kicked out by Cameron Hooker, and now it'll be a corner kick for TCA.
And now a good set-piece opportunity for the Titans here, are able to get all of their numbers forward if they want to, because the Cadets look like they're going to defend with all 11 in the box.
Lukenbill sends it in. It goes through. Tough pass there, and just a bit too high for Caden Lukenbill.
And a coach's worst nightmare. It's so frustrating to have a set piece like that and to have a ball just skip all the way through and no one touch it. You'd like to have somebody on the back post to be able to clean that up and potentially knock that ball either back into the 18 or find a way to get the ball on frame.
TCA with a little bit of fire here to start the second half, though. They take the ball back at the midfield. And Harold will survey the situation from the center back. They'll take their time. Get it over to Grodelution on the left flank. Luke and Bill at midfield. He's got some fancy footwork, has it taken from him, and here's Dewey. Caden Lukenbill has been impressive defensively against Dewey all night long.
You know, he is, and he's a player we got to see last year as a freshman, stepping up in these big roles in the midfield position. But he does such a good job of being calm on the ball. You see that over and over again. He gets the ball at his feet, and he has his head up right away looking for his teammates, and it really helps simplify that offensive attack and also relieve pressure for the Titans defensively.
Lukenbill has it stolen away. Here comes Thaddeus Dewing with some open field. Nice kick to the side. That's Lauthan running on, and again, how many times do we have to call Matt Harold coming in and kicking that one out of there?
Well, he's done such a good job all evening of just stepping up from that center back position and stopping the ball. He's such a leader on that back line, and you can see it time and time again making those plays for the Titans.
So it'll be Cornejo to get the throw in for the Cadets. Or excuse me, that's not Cornejo. That was English over there. Cornejo's on the right side now. And here's Shandy. This is Cornejo. Pushed it forward, nobody there. Harold comes away with it and gets it to Peck. Peck has players running. Thought about it, he pulls it back down, comes back to Grodelution. Now he'll look ahead. Aaron Peck does a good job controlling that ball. Gets through, kicked away by Hooker, wanted it back. Pulled away by Air Academy.
And it'll be interesting to see, if the Cadets can just keep finding that rhythm offensively. The Titans want to try to get back into this, try to get one, make it 3-2, make it interesting here. It'll be interesting to see if the Cadets can simplify their play, create that two-touch game that they're really, really good at, and just create force the Titans to chase them. If not, the Titans are going to get that ball quickly and try to move forward with numbers.
Pushed ahead. Titans trying to run onto it. Shandy comes up with it. That is Nathan Johns trying to run it down for TCA. Nice job here by Jeff Newbacher. It'll stay with the Titans. 34-40 left. First half. Or second half, excuse me. I just wanted to keep playing, Andy, all night long.
Well, when you get the quality opponents, anytime you get top 10 matchups, it's fun to watch. And, you definitely see the quality. You see TCA with their goal. And, they've definitely had moments. And there you see Luke and Bill doing a great job. We talked about him earlier, just staying on the ball and having a setup. But then getting to see Air Academy and what they do so well, knocking the ball away and being a threat from multiple angles on the field.
Schwenke, Cornejo running up the right side, wants the ball. Nobody sees him. Newbacher has it stolen away. Nice job. And they'll push it forward with Matt Rare. Matt Rare sends a shot in, and I like it. Just put a little pressure on Thomas Beatty.
Well, and he hits that dipping ball so it skips onto the turf, and it forces Beatty to really make sure he's keeping behind the ball and cleaning it up, not allowing a rebound there. But, TCA is not able to get numbers forward right now, and you wonder if, the health of Grant, missing out of that midfield, or, if it's just the quick, fast play or the Cadets is just causing the Titan offense to be a little bit out of rhythm today.
Grodelution touches it. The official calls it out of bounds. Love parents, Andy. I am one.
It's it is interesting to be down here and on the field level in the crowd, and you're just outside calling a game. It gives a very interesting feel. There's a couple times we've been able to do this, and you get to hear it all sitting down here, whether it's people walking behind you or sitting in front of you. It's just it's definitely a unique feel.
It is. It actually helped us out with the numbers tonight. We wouldn't have known who scored for TCA, thanks to their fans.
TC Hess doing a great job, just being calm on the ball, and that's what you want to see out of your midfielders. You find somebody to get the ball at their feet and just have their head up, not have to force it, and just allow players to run off of them.
Hess working on Luke and Bill. Shot roll right off his foot and out of bounds.
And there you see the lack of rhythm again for TCA. They're just not able to find, those players, and it's just disjointed right now, and that lack of rhythm is really forcing them the Titans to get sucked in defensively. They have everybody behind the 50 and trying to get behind the ball, and while they're really cutting down the ankles for the Cadets and those scoring opportunities, they're not able to get outside, out wide, and really create their own chances offensively.
Shandy going to send another long ball inside, looking for Doing, and on the backside, Schwenke won't be gathered in. It'll be a goal kick for TCA. Or did it go off? Did it go off Titans? My bad. Corner kick for Air Academy.
It looks like it was deflected off of TCA. So now with another free kick opportunity, you can see these taller players coming in. Look for this driven ball. It looks like it's going to be number 4 now. Cameron Hooker is going to take this kick. Cameron's going to need to drive this ball in to those bigs who are going to be sprinting onto the ball. The Titans are going to need to make sure that they are goal side in their defense and really going up high and getting that ball at its highest point.
Hess and Johnswald are just huge inside there along with Louthan. There's a nice ball by Hooker. Oh, Doing was up there and just headed it over the crossbar.
And that's the exact ball, forcing Carpenter to come off his line and try to make that save. And then you have Doing flying in front of him. There you have, it looked like a Shandy back there, who was back there. Johnswald was back there as well. Just all kinds of traffic in front of the TCA keeper's face. TCA fortunate there not to give up that set piece goal.
Harold now sends a long ball forward. Nathan Johns has it hit off the back of his head, trying to run it down, keeps it in play, but Shandy's right there to kick it back to Beatty. But some good pressure up front now by TCA. Nice steal by Johns. Johns turns around, gets it inside, looking for a kick in their back, and a shot by Caden Lugaville. At least they got a good shot on goal.
And once again, TCA finally got some numbers forward there, but the best that they're able to get is a 35-yard shot right at Beatty, who's able to make the clean save. I would like to see a little more inside-out play for the Titans. Push that ball wide, try to drive it to the inline and get a quality cross in instead of just always relying on the long ball shot.
Luke and Bill sending it over on the side. And now they get it to Aaron Peck. Don't be surprised if he just launches one, if he gets some room, and he does. Oh, and a nice save by Beatty. So he knocks it down and comes out and gets it. What a good play by Thomas Beatty,
and
the senior
goalkeeper.
goalkeeper.
Doing a great job of hitting that ball with pace on it and dipping, and it skips on the turf so fast. Beatty's able to get his body behind it, but not able to collect it because of that short hop, having to deal with it. Beatty then hops up and does a great job of closing down that space and pouncing on that rebound.
Aaron Peck not afraid to send that thing goalward if he just gets the smallest crease. Did a great job there.
Well, he hits the ball with so much pace. You can see the movement of the dipping movement, but also the pace coming at Beatty. He just does a nice job of really hitting a solid ball.
Move it ahead. That ball's out of bounds. Air Academy ball. I don't know if you guys can hear the fans like we can. It's a little loud in Andy's ear. Mason Shandy back. Nathan Johns can't catch up with this one. Blady just sends it out. That's going to be a nice throw in here for TCA. And they want to go right ahead.
And I really like what Nathan Johns is doing up top for TCA. He's just that relentless pressure and not allowing just the simple clearance from Beatty. Then it's just energy and effort, things that you can control. His want to chase down that ball is, he's by himself a number of times up top, and he's doing such, a really good job of just trying to make those hustle plays.
Welch sending it in. John's got a head on it, but it comes out, and the Cadets gather it. Thaddeus Doing. Nathan Johns doing a great job keeping the pressure on the front side for TCA, but there's just too many Cadets in the way. Hess now pushes it forward. Louthan now to Doing, cut off by Harold and moved ahead by Aaron Peck. Oh, Peck had people running with him there, but he didn't look ahead. Matt Rare was on the left-hand side. Here comes Cornejo. Pushed ahead, tried to get it to Johns, and Hooker cuts it off for Air Academy.
Cameron Hooker doing a great job there in that holding midfield position, is just getting his foot out and knocking that pass down. Sometimes you don't make the complete steal, but just by able to get a piece of that ball, and it really it takes that momentum away that TCA is trying to build in their midfield.
Schwenke pushes it forward, and it's sent out of bounds, or back to Johnswald. He'll tap it back to Shandy. They'll reverse field. Coming back to Cornejo. Cadets really happy to play keep away. If it was 2-1, I think you'd see a different game right here by the Cadets. But with a 2-goal lead, really not too worried about offense.
Well, and it's okay to drop that ball back and play it wide because there's limited amount of space in the midfield, and so by drawing the Titans out, you really open up some channels, and you see where Dewing's able to collect the ball now and then maybe turn and operate. Whereas before, if you don't play that ball side to side, if you don't reverse the ball, then there's not enough space in the field to operate, and so knock the ball around, be patient if you're the Cadets. If you're the Titans right now with this situation in the game, you're okay chasing. You got to do everything you can to see if you can get a deflection, see if you can get some passes strung together, a quick turnover, and an opportunity on net.
Nice ball forward there as they try to get it to Rare, but Cornejo cuts it off, and it'll go back to Beatty. Cornejo running on. Nice job possessing the ball there, sends it forward to Louthan. Louthan running right on the sideline, keeps it in. And it goes off the end line. It should be a corner kick for Air Academy.
Sam Grodelution there for the Titans doing a good job, defending Louthan and knocking that ball past the end line. Now the Titans have to defend with numbers, and you see them pushing all 11 players back into the 18 because here comes the Cadets and their size moving forward. We saw an early opportunity a second ago with Cameron Hooker hitting this ball. He's going to drive this ball into the 18 and try to find a white jersey on the end of it.
There it is, drives it in low, collected by Grodelution. Johnswald has it. Back inside Hooker. And that was a very good job by the Titan defense off that corner kick.
Yeah, you want to see the ball a little bit, driven higher there because you're going to try to find a head of a teammate who's running onto it because he's going to try to head that down into the net.
Louthan Cornejo playing that ball in the air. Gathered and out by Kelton Hooker. So TCA will get possession of the ball. 20 minutes gone here in the second half with the Cadets up 3-1. Jack Carpenter gets a leg into it. Luke and Bill plays it, but Hess is going to control it here for Air Academy. Cornejo to Louthan. Grodelution guarding him. They get it back to Hess, and who sends it forward? There's Thaddeus Dewing. Look out, he's got some speed. But it's a great job defensively. Back inside to Kelton Hooker. Good block by TCA.
And there was a good job. You see Thaddeus Dewing just hanging out on the far side, hanging outside that now winger position, trying to utilize that space, cutting in. And you see Matt Harrell doing a great job at defending him. But once again, we've seen it a couple times tonight. Just good defensive position there for the Titans.
The Titans get a call right there, and they will try and get something going offensively here, down 2 goals. Matt Harrell runs over to play it. And that's Ben May in the game for TCA. Luke and Bill forward to Rare. TCA going to really look upfield, try and find the space. Caleb Welch. Nice touch pass forward and running onto that ball. Just out of bounds on the far side.
And that's much better there for the Titans. Just you saw 4 or 5 players are able to get touches on the ball, and they're able to build it up, and that's going to help them collectively move forward with the numbers. The Titans probably aren't going to score with just one player up top working by themselves. They're going to need to do it collectively, and you saw, unfortunate not to be able to string that last pass together, but a much better job of the Titans building up.
Cornejo gathers it down. Hess will play it. Air Academy now looks like a little more offensive mentality. Braden Johnswald plays it forward. Dewing now working out on that left flank on the far side. And Mason Shandy comes back to gather it again. Running on a good job by Matt Rare right there. Forces a turnover. Good pressure there by the Titan junior.
Matt Rare doing a great job there, not allowing Hess to get out of that space. Did a great job of closing that out and forcing Hess to have that turnover.
Play that ball, Andy. Titans with the ball. 22-30 now, halfway through the second half. Sam Grodelution to throw it in. Hess tries to play it. Gathered at the midfield. Here's Peck. You knew he was going to try and fire it. And there's a shot on goal. Beatty's there running on quickly, and a goal for the Titans. TCA is loving it. That is Brock Carpenter, the freshman, scoring for the Titans. Brock Carpenter.
And then you see it starts with Aaron Peck. He tries to take the first opportunity, and he gets blocked, but he doesn't give up. He hits such a tough ball to defend that Beatty's not able to collect it. Earlier, Beatty had that ball bounce off of his chest and was able to scramble out and get the rebound there. He wasn't able to, but Brock Carpenter sprinting on, not giving up on the play, pouncing on that rebound, and then being calm on the ball, being able to open his hips up, hit it with his instep, slotting the ball past Beatty for a beautiful second goal.
And for the freshman, Brock Carpenter, his first goal as a TCA Titan. He's got 2 assists on the year. Tell you what.
We've had multiple first goals here on the season for a number of players out this afternoon. But, you see the freshman there stepping up and just energy and effort. Talked about things that you can control earlier. It's his want to chase after that ball and get after that rebound.
Sam Grodelush going to have to play this one. Louthan's down there. Carpenter comes on and makes a nice play to get that ball. And Air Academy tries to come right back with it. Now Luke and Bill, you can see the fire in this TCA team as they try and move it ahead.
Well, and we talked about how they were able to string some passes together and build up collectively, and you saw that getting numbers forward. So when Peck does hit that ball from distance and there is a rebound, you have another teammate up there who can chase down that rebound and slot that goal.
Schwenke working along the far side for Air Academy. That's going to go out, and that's going to be a goal kick. They went off the Cadets. And Jack Carpenter and the Titans will take it. 3-2. A lot more goals than last year's semifinal matchup. That was 2-0 Air Academy.
Well, I think that, one being the different pitch that you're going to see in the semifinal game, the ball skipping on the keepers a little bit more than you see, or the awkward bounce we saw in the goals. But also just early on, the deeper you get into the playoffs, the more you worry about defending and stringing out gains and, winning those 1-0 games. Here, the game is really opened up. We're trying to get a lot of touches, when we coach in these early games and get a lot of players involved, and you see a little more open, up play than you will later on in the season.
Matt Harold told to back it up a little bit. They'll play it from there, along with Ben May in the backfield. Harold plays a long ball, maybe looking for a bounce that Mason Shandy got. Declan Berry is there, and also Brock Carpenter running on again. Nice play by Beatty to come out and play it.
Well, now those are the bounces we're talking about. You're getting bounces and skips that you're not used to, and you see, coming off of it looked like Shandy's head. It just, had a weird spin on it, but that energy and effort. Once again, you see Brock Carpenter sprinting on, trying to get that touch.
And TCA will get possession of the ball here with a free kick. Luke and Bill sends a nice ball on frame, and it's in! Oh, man, just wide to the left.
And that's
TCA that close to tying it up.
An absolute textbook free kick there. You see Luke and Bill driving that ball to the back post. And I can't quite tell who was sprinting onto it, but a beautiful ball trying to flick that ball into the back corner. Came really close to being able to hit that mark. Just a beautiful technical free kick there from the Titans.
And Thomas Beatty getting a little edgy back there for the Cadets. In goal. Great job by TCA. Now Louthan heads it forward. Cornejo trying to get it, but a good job by Ben May to get that ball back for the Titans. Now Kyle Lepore sending it on. Why not make him run on the far side? That's Brock Carpenter. He's got some speed on the outside, and he gets it taken away from him. And here come the Cadets. Newbacher to Hooker, and look out. Running inside. Can Beatty catch up with this one? And nice job by Hess. TCA, plenty of pressure right now. They're buzzing.
Well, and we talked about the momentum shifts and how you can create that energy for yourself, and you can hear the crowd now. You can see the players on the field. They're talking. They're a lot louder. They're very emotional with each other, and definitely running downhill right now. They've been able to completely turn this momentum and put a ton of heat on the Cadet defense.
Cedric English to throw it in for the Cadets. Still trying to get this ball out of danger. Cornejo double teamed there. And Nice job. And pushing the back, they're going to give it to TCA. And it'll be Kyle Lepore who will throw it in. We've got a substitution in the game for TCA. And back into the game for TCA. Haven't seen him since the first half. That is Jonathan Clemens. And he'll do the honors of the throw-in. Oh, tried to get it back to Clemens. Did Lepore, and it goes out of bounds. Air Academy's ball.
It'll be interesting now, this veteran group for the Cadets, how they're going to be able to weather this momentum and this storm. Now the Titans are coming out with all of this energy and effort the last 10 minutes. Can the Cadets relax, be calm on the ball, knock that ball around, get back in their 2-touch, 3-touch game to try to relieve some of that pressure and help their defense out?
Mason Shandy. And Hess knocks that one down there and has to be headed out by Matt Harold. So the Cadets, as the crowd cheers for someone playing the ball in the stands, I believe. Oh, it went right into the trash can.
Ball in the trash can.
No points for that, though. Cedric English will play this in. Louthan in the center of the field. And he gets it to him. Nice collection by Thad. Thad being guarded by Lukenbill. Lukenbill right there with him. Nice turn on the ball. Good job putting a body on Doing as he has to send it in, and it's out of bounds by Cedric English. Good job defensively there by TCA on Thaddeus Doing.
Well, and you see the numbers. We talked number of times of the second number there, that second defender, and there you see an opportunity of the second defender there on Thaddeus Ewing, just limiting that space. TCA doing a good job with their team defense.
English played the ball on the wrong line. He played it on the blue line. The red line is out of bounds, so that turned the ball over to TCA.
And that's tough in the high school game because you get, the lacrosse lines, the soccer lines, the football lines, the field hockey lines in some cases. And, they're, multiple different colors there. English just, losing track of, what line was the out of bounds there. Unfortunate for the Cadets.
They get the ball back, but again, some running on. TCA doing a great job putting pressure on the defenseman for Air Academy. Goes out of bounds, though, and the Cadets will keep it right here for the throw-in. Cornejo will play it. Into Doing. Doing with a nice turn. Thaddeus Doing's footwork is amazing. Here's a in midfield shot and a goal for Air Academy. Number 6, Kelton Hooker gets his 4th goal of the season.
Well, when you talked about Thaddeus Doing and attracting all of that attention and being able to have that fancy footwork, and you see Thaddeus there getting a number of touches onto the ball, but then having his head up and finding a wide open Hooker who does a great job of being able to have that one quick touch and then drive that ball. We've said it over and over again, low and wide. You want to hit that ball low and wide. We've seen a number of goals here this evening hitting that ball, and that was a great scoring slot. You see Carpenter trying to dive to his right, just can't get over to the post. When you shoot low and wide, you put so much pressure on the fellow keeper. That's where you're going to see the goals, and that's what we've seen tonight.
4-2 Air Academy now. And that we give the assist to Doing on that. Why not? 6 on the year for Thaddeus.
That's the usual, right? Usually it's going to be through Doing, because he does such a good job. I mean, he's a leader for this team. His energy and effort and his ability, his technical ability, just to draw so much attention and then be able to have his head up and find his teammates, who then do a good job of finding that finish.
Kyle Lepore with some fancy footwork of his own here. Pushing it forward. And TCA will keep the ball. Again, Clemens gives up the throw into Grotelushin. Played on and taken away by Air Academy. Here's Doing it in midfield. Nice touch as he keeps possession. Amazing how he can keep possession no matter how many people are around him. Gets it to Schwenke.
Well, and it's a testament to his strength. He can take knocks and still keep the ball at his feet. He has such a good job with his balance that he's able to take that shoulder-to-shoulder contact and not lose that momentum of the ball at his feet.
The foul on Matt Harold there for TCA called. It'll be a free kick here, and maybe Dewing will size this one up again. We saw him with a great kick earlier. Didn't get the goal, didn't quite get the turn on it he wanted, but it was a nice kick.
Well, it's going to be, I think you're going to see a similar idea here where he's going to try to hit that ball near post, see if he can either swing it wide around the wall or dip it over. But you definitely look for the shot to be to the left of the keeper.
Schwenke up and well over the goal. Aiden Schwenke, the second leading scorer for the Cadets.
And you see the idea, trying to hit that upper 90 there on the left side of Carpenter, trying to work the ball around the wall and be able to slot it, under the top post. It's a tough angle, it's a tough shot, but the idea is definitely there.
Nice job again by Brock Carpenter. He's just being a terror on the offensive side for TCA, but it'll be Air Academy ball.
Well, he created a ton of momentum for himself in this game just with his ability to work, and you see here just sprinting back. He's not afraid to work, and you really like to see that, especially out of a young freshman coming into the game right away against a talent like the Cadets.
Oh, Hooker missed that one. Lauthan chases it down on the left, and Air Academy will regroup. Schwenke back to Kelton Hooker. And there's a ball close on frame and a goal. Dylan Cornejo calling offside. Offside, Dylan Cornejo.
And you can see Cornejo did a great job of staying wide, trying to stay onside, watching that cross. Such a dangerous cross moving in. Does a good job of straightening his back, keeping his body nice and nice and balanced, and able to hit that ball in the back of the net. Unfortunate not to get a second goal of the night.
Here comes Aaron Hess. Moving it forward. A good job by Lauthan. Lauthan with Hess running. He'll back off. Come back to Cornejo. Lauthan and Hess, nice back pass. Cornejo sends it forward. And finally, Peck gathers it and sends it way down the field, where Johnswald will try and keep it away from Declan Berry. And he does by kicking it up the field. Good job by the Cadets, just playing keep away.
And because the Cadets have possessed the ball the last 5 minutes so well, the Titans are really pushed back defensively when the ball does get out. You see Declan Berry chasing there all by himself.
Oh. Is that a handball, Andy? I didn't. Yes. Handball. Called against TCA.
So the referees there are doing a good job of communicating with each other. The third referee on the side having his flag up, calling Thaddeus doing offside, but then the center referee doing a nice job of witnessing the handball, seeing the handball, making the correct call on the pitch.
So now Schwenke and Kelton Hooker sizing up this ball. Hooker with a goal a few moments ago. See if he can put one deep in the box. Oh, sends it forward to Schwenke on the left side. He'll put it up well over the goal and into the back netting.
And you see
a 4-2 lead for Air Academy still.
Schwenke there with his head down. He wanted to do a better job of that designed play, knock the ball wide on the left-hand flank and be able to drive that ball, with that left-footed cross. It gets away from him, sails just wide on him. But, that's a good job of the Cadets because you expect a ball to be driven into the box with so many players forward and be able to shake it up. What that does is just move the defense when you knock a short ball first and then hit a cross.
Jack Carpenter sends it back into play. And now moved ahead by Berry. Berry gets to Clements. Clements moving it forward, had Berry on the left, just couldn't push it through the Cadets.
The Cadets, they're doing a good job with their team defense, getting 6 players behind the ball quickly, chasing, making sure they're measuring up their defensive responsibilities, not only pushing forward offensively.
There's 8 Cadets back now, so they can afford to just come back with a 2-goal lead. But TCA will keep pressing. Ball's up. This is Peck. Peck trying to find some room. He'll fire it from anywhere. Welch on the side, can't get it, and here it comes out to Dewing. Running on Luke Lauthan. Lauthan thinking about it. Cornejo running up the right side. Good job by Matt Harold knocking it away. And away it comes in a grab by Luke Lauthan on Brock Carpenter. So TCA will get the ball there for a free kick.
And there you see they just working together and sprinting forward. TCA has to get numbers forward now, and so because of that, you're really going to open up the game, you know, on your defensive third. And Harold's going to be by himself, using Carpenter to come back and help him, or, you know, a number of these TCA players are just going to have to scramble defensively right now as you try to, you know, with being down 2 goals with 9 minutes left. It's just you got to take some chances, have some opportunities, get some numbers forward, and see if you can get one back.
They'll kick it back to Harold. Harold will survey, get it to Peck at midfield. Aaron Peck, senior captain, 1 of 3 on this TCA team. Grodelution now on the sideline, gets it around, keeps it in. Nice job by Sam Grodelution on the end line. He'll send it goalward, but Beatty's right there for it. But a nice push by Sam Grodelution, the freshman defenseman.
Grodelution doing a great job out of his outside back position and just taking that space, making a good run. You know, it's hard for these outside backs sometimes to make that 80-yard run, but there you see Sam doing a great job there for this group, trying to just create an opportunity and a chance for his side.
Cadets now with under 8.5 minutes left in this game, the 2-goal lead. Espenhosen telling his team to just possess the ball. But it goes out of bounds. They mess that up. Clemens is here with the ball. Get it back into Grodelution. They'll try and find some space to move. Luke and Bill. Oncoming Caleb Welch. Back on the side. Look out, Thad Dewing tried to take it away. They get it back to Welch. He'll send it goalward, knocked out of there by Johnswald. A long kick deep. This will make TCA work even more.
Well, and by clearing it out, it allows the Cadet defense to step up and get organized. You can see, you know, the center back, Johnswald, Shandy, they're pointing out assignments as they move forward and work up together collectively. So, you know, with this lead at this point of the game, go ahead, clear a ball out, step up, and get organized and get reset.
And we have a substitution as Luke Lauthen has probably played last for tonight for Air Academy. And into the game for the Cadets is Dylan Harley, the junior midfielder. Interesting, they don't call 12 men on the field there with Lauthen taking his time getting off. That ball was in play, and he was still on the pitch.
You know, I think with where we are in the game, of course, Lauthen's going to take his time getting off the field and milk this clock, and the referee says, you know, it's good enough. Let's go ahead and restart to keep that clock moving. You know, that gamesmanship that you see late in the game.
Peck sending it forward, trying to look for Dewing. Knocked away. Here comes Harold. Looking ahead. Clemens on the left. Brock Carpenter in the middle. Shandy comes down with it. Johnswald kicks it out of there. Oh, Sam Grodelution can't handle the ball, and Air Academy will come back with it.
And there you see Matt Harold just from his center back position moving forward, trying to take a chance, take an opportunity. That's what you want, exactly what you want to see. If you're Coach Galvin here, just push forward, take that opportunity. If you have a run moving forward, keep it going. And, you know, see if you can get some numbers forward, throw things into the box right now, see if you can get that 3rd goal.
Clemens trying to find Barry. He takes the ball right back from Air Academy, keeps it. But just too many defenders back for the Cadets, but they will retain possession. Grodelution with the throw-in. To Peck. Nice job on the sideline by Sam to keep that ball in play. Just too many Cadets back. Jack Carpenter plays it quickly forward. A couple of freshmen for TCA that played a lot tonight and played well. Andy Carpenter and Grodelution.
Well, you know, and Coach Galvin talked about the youth in this club, and, you know, these early matches and playing the competition is just great. They get thrown into the fire right away and get to, you know, step up and show, you know, their ability, their technical ability, but also their maturity and being able to step up in this essentially a U18 game and be able to play with, you know, the absolute best team in the state in 4A. It's really good to see for Coach Galvin. This is exactly what he's trying to do as he figures out how to, you know, navigate this team and build with this team to get ready for not only the league schedule, but also a good postseason run.
Johnswald taking his time to get it to midfield. And Dylan Harley gets to put his feet on the ball in this game. Kicked out of there by Lukenbill. This clock continues to roll. And that's where you see the cadets just totally taking their time with every single person that possesses the ball. Take their time.
Well, and you know, regardless of the result tonight, this is the competition that you want to see. You want to get your team on film playing a team of this quality, regardless if you're talking about the Titans or if you're talking about the Cadets, because these are the teachable moments now, you know, so early into the season now that we're just getting into our 4th and 5th and 6th games this week into the season of a 15-game schedule. You're just looking for those positives, those teachable moments, and you've definitely got them from both sides. TCA has had some success. They've been able to knock the ball around at times, but then, you know, show their energy and effort and create, you know, opportunities for themselves without missing, you know, with missing one of their best players, Eli Grant, not getting a ton of time and, you know, taking that early knock. But then, you know, for the Cadets too is, you know, trying to build up together, not just rely on Thaddeus doing for everything, getting other players involved and finding the back of the net. Cornejos had a really good game today, whether he's been at his, you know, an outside midfield position or a left back. These are the teachable moments that you're looking for here early in the season.
Sam Grotelution can't get by Cedric English as he plays it up the line nicely for the Cadets. Knocked away by Ben May, and here comes Lukenbill again for TCA. Trying to put some pressure on. He'll send it on frame. Beatty is there. 250, under 250 now. Counting. Johnswald sending it forward. That's the thing with these veteran teams, too. They know exactly how to possess the ball with a lead.
And you can see, you know, Coach Hosen on the sideline talking about that. He just wants his players to knock it around. He's frustrated with the lack of possession here late for the Cadets because he knows he's going to need that moment, right, where he has a lead late and it's late in the season. And, you know, how do you protect that lead? Are you able to find each other, work together, and string those passes together?
Foul called on Parker Sund, who's in the game for the Cadets. And TCA will keep it. Just coming down to the 2-minute mark. Matt Harold going to play it quickly. Gets it to Peck. Harold sizing it up. He'll kick it deep. Looking for some players in there, and it's a handball. They're going to call that off the hand of Schwenke. And they're going to set up for the free kick. Let's see if Peck can do anything with this, Andy.
Well, and, you know, we've seen his ability to hit a ball from distance now. He's going to try to put this ball, bend it around the wall, maybe dip it over the wall, and see if he can get a late goal here and make this final minute interesting.
Peck shot, over the crossbar, just about 3 feet too high.
And you can see that idea, you know, everybody who's, you know, watched the game, been around the game, you see these world-class players, and this is exactly what they try to do. They try to bend it over the wall and see if they can get it to dip right in front of the crossbar. And, you know, it's stuff now that players practice as part of their trainings, these free kicks. They're trying to manipulate the ball and, you know, seeing the skill of these players to be able to bend the ball. Even when they're off a little bit like that, you can see the idea and you can see the movement and see, you know, the talent that these guys have.
Beatty sends it down, Peck right there to head it back, but Johnswald's going to send it right back up the field. Again, the good job by Johnswald, the senior captain, just keeping it in play, pushing it forward. TCA now sending on. Here comes Declan Berry. He's got a goal tonight. Beatty's not there, and Declan Berry's running on. Just can't get there fast enough as it goes just wide, but it's going to be a corner kick. He runs quickly to the corner. Everyone moving. 15 seconds. Berry plays it inside to Lukenbill. Lukenbill, nice move. Sets it in there and is kicked out by Hess. Now the clock really running with 5 seconds. 4, 3. They get it inside. Harold will kick it, and that'll be the game. But a valiant effort there in the second half, Andy, by TCA. They just couldn't get enough in the net.
Well, and you like up till the final second, you like to see that energy and effort. You see Declan Berry there chasing that ball down, not giving up. Those are exactly the teachable moments we were talking about. That's what you want to see out of your group, especially early on in the season.
It's an early season game, but Air Academy comes away with it to move to 5-1 on the season. TCA falls to 3-2, but both their losses to strong opponents. That'll do it from TCA Stadium tonight. The Titans fall to Air Academy's Cadets by a final score of 4-2. For Andy Little and our entire 20 TV crew, thanks for watching.